everybody, Chris here from Tiny Home Tours and the Off-Grid Schoolie. Today's video features Michelle. She has an absolutely gorgeous fifth wheel tiny home. She wanted to downsize, be able to live the life she wanted to with her son. After retiring from the military, she just wanted to simplify her life. She's a perfect example of somebody that had a goal and definitely went for it. Also, I'm very excited to mention today's sponsor. That is Audible. So with this particular collaboration I'm doing with Audible, you get a 30-day free trial, 1 free audiobook, and you get 2 Audible originals. That's an ever-changing collection. But the 2 books that I want to mention to you today is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss and Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. Without those 2 books, without listening to those 2 books, I would not be living in this bus. I would not have the mobile businesses that I have now. It was just a wealth of knowledge and information. So if you're thinking about going tiny, if you're thinking about remote incomes, if you're thinking about starting businesses so you can live this lifestyle, those 2 books are absolutely amazing. I will have the Audible collaboration link down below, but that will be www.audible.com/tinyhometours, or text Tiny Home Tours to 500 to participate in this collaboration. Once again, I would not be here without those audiobooks that I listen to. I highly suggest you check out The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss and Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. They're my 2 favorite books. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we will catch you next Wednesday.
My name is Michelle. This is my tiny house. It's built by Tiny House Chattanooga in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a retired veteran, and I just made the move back to California last year, and I decided to make my move tiny, and let me take you inside and show you my tiny house. When I made the decision to go tiny, I wanted to design the house with the feel of a single family home, just in a tinier space. So I did all open concept for the kitchen. I wanted a full-size refrigerator. I wanted a microwave. I wanted a stove. I wanted something that when you came into it, it feels like home. And so that's how I designed it. I designed it with a lot of calming colors so that when I come into the space, it's like a homey feeling. The builder actually chose a fridge. I told him I wanted a full-size one, and this is the one that fit in the space that I had. I did the max cabinet package. So with that being said, this is the refrigerator, and then these 2 drawers are the freezer. The fridge has plenty of space for me and my son. If you look inside, we eat a lot of fruits and veggies and things like that, so that works for us. And then there's plenty of space underneath here. There's compartments, and for being a tiny house, this refrigerator is a really good feature that I really enjoy. I wanted at least a 2-burner stove, so he gave me a 3-burner stove with an oven. I'm not really a big cook, so it really works for me because I don't do a lot of stuff in the kitchen very much. So I use the microwave more than I use the stove, if I'm honest. I'm really glad that I went with a microwave. I probably use the microwave like 50% more than I use the stove. So for me, it's really handy, and it's a full-size microwave, so it fits anything that I put in there. I store all of my memorabilia things in here. And I access them by just getting my step stool, and I just get up there. Here is just extra stuff from the kitchen and my toolbox and extra paperwork and things like that. Up here, I can't reach it without my step stool, but I store extra food up there. I have my dishes and my cups here. And then in the drawers here, I have snacks for my son and just little snacks for myself. This is my trash can. It pulls out, which is really handy. And then I have spice racks on both sides of the stove. So everything that you need for cooking is already set up right here in this general area. This is a control panel. It controls the different parts of the house, like the HVAC, the bathroom, the fridge, all the breakers are right here. With all butcher block countertops, there's plenty of space for cooking anything that you need. I prep right here. I get my son's meals ready in the morning for school right here. The sink is just the right depth that I don't have to reach into it to get into it, but it's deep enough that I have dishes in here and you don't have to see them all the time. And there's plenty of counter space over here. Over here is my washer dryer combo. So I do my laundry here, and then this space up here is perfect for folding my laundry and organizing it while I'm doing that. This is my silverware and all of my knives and everything like that. This drawer is kind of a combination of like teas and just my extra stuff. And then this drawer right here is my son's snacks, like macaroni and cheese, my rice and things like that. This drawer is where I keep all of my Tupperware. So I don't really have a lot of dishes. I've chosen to stick with just Tupperware for now. I store my towels and my dish soap and my cutting board and things underneath the sink. You can tell there's just a lot of space. Honestly, I think that it's perfect for me. I've utilized different sections of the kitchen for not just kitchenware, so I have plenty of space for my kitchen things and things like that. I don't feel like I've had to downgrade as much as other people do because I have a full-size refrigerator and a full-size kitchen essentially. I'm really glad that I have a washer dryer combo. I don't have to trek my laundry down to the laundry room every week to do laundry. I do a load every couple of days just to keep up with it. One thing, it does have the dryer option, so you have to make sure that you get it hot enough. You have your sections right here that tell you how many minutes to dry it, so I tend to do 100 minutes to really get all the clothes completely dry. It's just kind of, you have to figure out what works for you and how, like, your load that you're doing, what will dry it completely. But I really enjoy having it. When I've lived in bigger homes, I've always made sure to have a washer and dryer in the home. That was really important for me. Honestly, when I designed it with this table, it was supposed to be the kitchen table. What it's turned into is kind of a catch-all. So whatever I bring into the house that I just need to set down really quick, I set it on this table. Sometimes me and my son eat at it, but most of the time we eat in the living room, if I'm honest. But it folds down, so it adds extra storage and it makes the space look a lot bigger when the table is down rather than up. When I designed the living room, I wanted a lot of shelving so that I could put my DVDs and any books that I had, things like that. I designed it so that my 55-inch TV would fit. I think if I could change anything, I'd probably get a little bit smaller of a TV and mount it to the wall because the big TV kind of worries me being there. But I mean, for the most part, it's been working out. It's like you're in the front row at a theater, really. This is a love seat that I found at Ashley Furniture, and it fits perfectly in here. I love the way it looks. The colors mend really well, so I think overall I did a really good job, like picking the colors and things like that. But it's pretty comfy. I like to sit back and just put my feet up and watch my TV, and yeah. My son had an Xbox that's not working anymore, but he really enjoys sitting here and watching his movies and PBS. I have a HD antenna that gets us a little bit of channel, so we watch some PBS every night, and we fit here comfortably. He's a little guy, so he doesn't take up too much space, which makes this living tiny that much easier. Speaking of my son, when I designed this, again, I wanted it to be like a single family home with a living room feel, which is why I went with the loft for his room. And if you come up here to the loft, there's plenty of space up here. He has a twin size bed that is already in here. It currently has a twin bed inside the loft. It would definitely fit a full size bed if that was what somebody was looking to do. I put in shelving to add for privacy as well as storage up here so that I didn't have to have too many different compartments and things like that for him to be putting his stuff in. And we minimized a lot, but he still has a lot of toys, a lot of space up here. And as you can see, I'm 5'4" and I can sit up on the mattress just fine. It's not too small feeling up here. My son loves the loft. He loves the tiny house. I'm selling it currently, but if he had it his way, we'd be keeping it. So when he designed it, the intention was so that this would be privacy, and you can put up a curtain along here and close it off even more so that it feels like a bedroom separate from the rest of the house. And then he also added in this industrial handrail, which is perfect because my son comes down the stairs very similar to how I am right now, and I feel safe with him doing so. I don't feel like he's going to end up hurting himself. Very similar to the kitchen, I wanted a full-size bathroom, and the builder threw in a barnyard door, which I love because it saves space, but it also gives it a very aesthetically pleasing look. I wanted a full-size bathtub and shower, so as you can see, I got that with the subway tile, which the builder did such a good job building it, that even though this has been moved about 4 times, there's no grout issues or anything like that. It has stayed very in good standing. I changed the floor plan. This was originally the Lookout model, and I made adjustments to it. I added the full-size bathtub because I do love taking baths, and I think it's a good selling point to have a full-size bathroom. It has a regular flushing toilet. It has the pedestal sink with storage underneath, which is really nice. I had this built to match the rest of the wood throughout, so everything is all the same. It all looks the same, and it's very good storage. I added a vanity medicine cabinet for even more storage for the bathroom things, and I'm really glad that I made it a full-size bathroom. It's not closed off in here. Again, my son follows me everywhere that I go, so if I'm in the bathroom, I didn't want him being on top of me. I wanted to have a little bit of space, and that's, I think I got it in here. The builder made the decision, and I'm really glad that he did, to add recessed lighting throughout the house. So all of the lights are all recessed to the ceiling. I don't have to worry about changing lights and things like that. As with all things in a tiny home, you want to maximize storage, obviously. So the builder added in stair drawers. So there's drawers in all 4 of these. The last 2 steps aren't drawers because that's where the tankless water heater is. In this little cubby right here, if you can see, there's also space and storage in there as well. This is my bedroom. I, again, designed it so that it was like having a master bedroom. So you come in here, there's 2 closets for my clothes, which I have plenty of space. I put my shoes underneath there. Then my pants are on this side. The bottom portion of this is closed off because it does have solar panels, and that's where the batteries for the solar panels are. You have plenty of space up here. Here's the second split level AC unit that keeps this room cool and also warm in the winter time. I have my desk here, my computer. I can do work, whatever I need to do. There's plenty of drawer space right here in the desk for all of my essentials that I need. And then I have a queen size mattress above the bathroom, which is perfect because it is the maximized use of the space. I think that it was up here, and I think he did a really good job to just, everything is taken care of. I had a full walk-in closet at my house in Tennessee, so I downsized a lot. I got rid of more than half of my clothes, actually donated them, which was really nice. Most of them weren't anything that I wore anymore that fit, so coming to be more minimalistic was something that I had in my life already, but I did it more when I went tiny. This is a Tempur-Pedic bed. It's a queen size mattress. It's pretty thick. I think that it fits perfectly in this space, and I went with this one because it's the most for comfort. I have bad back and I have back problems, so this is really comfy for me. Having a window here is awesome because on those nights when it gets kind of hot, I can open up the window and get that natural breeze in here. And there's windows all throughout here that also add for the natural breeze. So the solar panels are over here, the control panel, and all I do is just flip some switches. Right now we're running on solar energy, and how I monitor it is this little instrument panel right here. It tells me how much battery life I have, and like I can just run my lights and I run my energy all day on solar. So the brand of the solar panel is Schneider, and I can run my AC on it. What I like to do is first thing in the morning I turn on my solar panels, and if I need to do laundry, I do my laundry while the solar panels are running so that I'm not using energy to do it. I'm using solar energy. It also cuts back on my electric bill. Thank you for coming and seeing my tiny house. As I mentioned before, it is for sale, so there will be some links at the bottom of this video that you can click on and you can take a look at it for yourself.